Greetings and welcome to Biological Sciences for this summer. I am Professor Febres. I know he says Professor Febres Calderon, but Febres will do. And the purpose of this navigational video is to guide you through what you need to do in order to be successful in this short 8-week course. Things are going to be a little bit more concentrated because it's only 8 weeks. We need to cover the same material. But if you guys organize yourself well, really you should not be spending a lot of time on these modules. It is actually, I think, one of the easiest science course you can take as a non-major. So if you guys follow me, I will give you the key on how to complete this successfully. So right now, you should have seen this video before seeing the one that I'm making. The first thing you should do is go ahead and access the syllabus either from here or this is your drop-down menu here on the side. So I'm going to actually access the syllabus from here. Let's go to the syllabus. And then on the syllabus, you have information about the way to contact me. You need to call the office. That's the phone number, although I will tell you right now, you will get to the secretary, then the secretary will contact me. So the best way to get a hold of me for any reason is to email me. I should answer emails back within 24 hours. We're summer, so you hear from me way before 24 hours. I think within an hour or two, you should get a response from me if you need me. This is the description of the course, the major topics we'll be covering. You do need to purchase the either Launchpad or the hard copy of the textbook. You do not need the Launchpad if you don't want to, but let me be clear. The Launchpad has the electronic version of the book, plus it has activities that you can actually, although not required, I don't require them for my course, but you can actually use them to deepen your knowledge and make things easier for you. So that's going to, I'm going to leave that up to you. That's going to be your choice. But the Launchpad will work well because you have the ebook, you have those activities. But if you go ahead and purchase just the book, you can get it on Amazon and use copy. I think that's what I heard from other students. That will be fine. Why? Because my assessments or the assessments for this course are within the Canvas platform. I do not actually make you complete assessments from the Launchpad platform. So if you have questions about what I just explained, email me and I will clarify because it is a little bit confusing usually for students. This is important. Your no-show deadline policy. You have until June 15, which is Tuesday next week, to reply or email me with an acknowledgement that you have read and reviewed the syllabus. That's your initial assignment. And as you guys know, I need to have records that you actually gain access to the course and you actually did one of the activities, which is this is one of them. This is the withdrawal deadline, July 16. Please read this carefully. If you guys do what I'm telling you to do, this is a very easy course. I don't expect you having to withdraw yourself from this class. But if you need to, for whatever reason, that's the deadline, just keep it in mind. And then there's a lot of resources that you may want to read through and look at as you go over the syllabus, should you need them. I'm going to scroll down to one of the most important things, which is basically how you are going to get a grade for this course. So there are going to be 4 exams, a final essay, which I'll tell you a little bit about in a few, and there's going to be quizzes that you need to complete. So I put here in red and I'll tell you how to do this a little bit more specifically, but please know that while quizzes are available during all 7 days, and it should say 3 because this is a short course, so that's actually, I forgot to change that, so I'm going to clarify that. Should say 3 days, 3 to 4 days. You click and begin working on the exams will be accessible for 90 minutes once you click on them, and I'll explain that in a few details in just in a few minutes. But I just wanted to let you know the breakdown of your grade before I go into that. For exams, 100 points each. The final essay is 150 points, and then you have 7 quizzes at 30 points. And then there are 5 discussion forums. These are important. This is for me to assess you guys are understanding the material. You can talk about it. You can discuss it. I will pop in. I will actually make my own contribution to this from time to time. So let's try to make it a little bit exciting. But those are the percentages right there within your final grade. One important part or section on this syllabus is the schedule. You're gonna see the schedule on the platform itself, but this is actually one place where you can see it. You see the course is broken into by weeks, so there are 8 weeks. So you see week 1, which starts on June 8th, today, which I'm hoping you start looking at this on Tuesday. June 8th, and so it goes all the way to Saturday. Now this is the only this is one of the 3 weeks. You are going to have the whole week for the module because this is an 8-week course, and we need to actually cover all materials. So the rest of the weeks I have broken down into, or I had cut them in half. So you're gonna see things like, for example, here you see week 2, and then you see week 2.5. That means that the week 2 has been broken into, it's been cut in half so that I can fit all the material that you guys need to cover. So week 2 goes from June 13 to June 16, and so that's from Sunday to Wednesday. Now on Wednesday, you can access the material for week 2.5, and that goes to Saturday. Okay, and then we start with week 3. It starts on Sunday, and it goes to the following Wednesday. And on that same Wednesday, you can work on the next modules material, which will be 3.5, and that once again is available until Saturday. Okay. So that's actually how everything is broken down, except for the last 2 weeks here, week 6 and week 7, because there is a little bit of more material on those weeks than on those modules, I should say. Then I had given you the whole week, so you have plenty of time to go through the material and be successful in completing those assessments. Now let's go over the actual, so that's the syllabus. Make sure you review it. There's actually at the end I put or emphasize basically the important deadlines by which you will have to have material completed. One more thing I forgot. There is because I know life is not perfect, I have allotted basically a makeup. I mean, I'm not gonna do makeups during the actual week module, but I have allotted one last week for makeup. Should you miss an exam, should you miss a quiz, or even a discussion forum, don't worry. During that week, you'll be able to make it up. I will actually make the whatever is it that you miss available for you to make it up during that week. I know life is not perfect, things happen, so just keep that in mind. It's not the end of the world, but try to complete the work within the time that you have to complete it, so that things don't pile up at the end. Let's go now to modules here. Now, the first thing you need to do when you access these modules is, if you have an ebook, This is where you're going to register. You see, it says student registration. When I'm not going to click it because mine will look a lot different and it may confuse you. But when you click in there, that's where you will go ahead and enter your access code for the Launchpad. If you do not have the Launchpad at the beginning, you should not fall behind. You can actually click in there, and I believe that they will give you a trial registration. So they'll give you access to the book and the activities for, I think it's a period of 2 weeks. And so you will have those 2 weeks to actually purchase the access code. But like I said, if you have the hard copy of the book, that will work too. You will not need to register your access code. This is actually just reminding you that you need to email me acknowledging that you have that you have you have looked at the syllabus, and so make sure that you do that by the date we discussed before. And so you have basically copy of the lecture notes for each one of the chapters. So this is where you access that, and then you have your assessment here. Like I mentioned before, if it is a quiz, you can click on it. You have those 3 days. You can leave it open, and you can actually print it if you want to, and just go in the book and try to answer these questions. These questions are comprehensive. So you're going to have to put 2 and 2 together in order to answer some of the questions. And then you enter the answers to the questions, and then you submit. If it's an exam, you see the next week for week 2, we have an exam. It's a little bit different. For that, I recommend that you actually do a little bit of studying. Make sure where you know where things are, because these exams have 50 questions, and those 50 questions will need to be answered in a period of 90 minutes, which is 1.5 hours from the time you click the exam. This one can be open days, the 3 days that you have the availability, and as long as you submit before the due date, you're good. But the exams, you can answer, you can access the exam within any of those 4 days given. But keep in mind that once you click on it, the timer will start counting down from 90 minutes to 0. So you must complete those 50 questions within those 90 minutes. So the advantage of this is that, yes, you can start, you should study, make sure that you go over your material. But if you forget 1 or 2 questions or 2 concepts to answer questions, you can always go back and look on the book or the lectures, and then you can answer that question. However, be careful, beware, you will not be able to answer all 50 questions by looking at the answers while the time is actually within the 90 minutes. So students have tried it, and I will tell you that they have not been successful. And so that's actually what how the whole course is broken down. You know, you should not be spending more than maybe 3 hours, 2-3 hours per module. So if you organize yourself, you go, you read the material, you look at the lecture notes, then you go ahead and try to answer the questions on the assessment. You're okay. Don't forget the discussion forums. Once you go over the material, just answer the questions. These questions are very easy. They are designed for you to actually think about things that you have learned, have a little bit of fun, communicate with your classmates. And last, you guys had that essay. The essay for which is the final assessment for this course. You can access July 11. If you can look in here, it will be due the last day of the course, which is August the 2nd. And you see in here, say you may begin working on the essay for the last week at this point. And it's just for me to give you time to do so. Okay, so I want to, this is actually it. Like I said, if you have any questions, email me. That's the best way to contact me. And I will be actually emailing you with more information throughout the course. Or actually within this first week, if you have questions, and I will clarify things. So we'll be talking. So have fun.